We're standing right on the edge of a massive, massive shift. And it's all centered on a new kind of artificial intelligence that's set to completely remake the world of finance. And yeah, it's definitely going to change how you and I think about our jobs. I mean, really think about that for a second. Picture your team, your daily meetings, your whole workflow, but now there's a new colleague. And this colleague doesn't need coffee, never takes a break, and works at the speed of light. It sounds like something straight out of a movie, right? Well, it's not. This is happening. In fact, we're already in the middle of it. Some people are calling 2026 the year of agents, and the term you've absolutely got to know is Agentic AI. And these aren't just fancy new tools or apps, nope. Think of them as digital workers or maybe silicon-based workers. So what are they, really? Let's break it down. You're probably used to chatbots, right? You ask a question, it gives an answer. Agentic AI is a whole different ballgame. It's a digital worker. You give it a big picture goal like, hey, find the best financing option for this project, and it goes to work. It actually makes a plan, it searches for information, it weighs the options, and then it takes action, all on its own. They don't just respond, they think and they execute. Okay, so what does this all mean? Well, it leads us straight to the first huge impact, a massive reshuffling of what a job in finance even looks like. We're moving from a world where we, the humans, do all the tasks, to one where our main job is to manage the intelligent systems that do the work for us. It's a shift from execution to governance. And listen, this isn't some far-off, futuristic idea. Here's the kicker. With the agentic AI we have today, right now, 11.7% of existing jobs can already be automated. That is a huge amount of work and wages that are already on the line. And this shows you exactly what that looks like. On the left, you've got the old way, a know your customer analyst, just buried in a never-ending manual slog of data. But look at the right. This is the new model. Autonomous agents are handling up to 70% of that grunt work, and that frees up the human to become a judgment-based investigator, focusing only on the really tricky, high-risk cases that need actual human intuition. See the shift? The job is no longer about doing, it's about deciding. So if the old jobs are changing, what are the new ones? Well, here's a look at what some are calling the new working class. You've got agent ops, who are basically running mission control for entire fleets of AI. You've got rework managers, because let's be real, AI is going to make mistakes and somebody's got to fix them. Then you have completely new fields opening up, like DeFi governance. And maybe most importantly, as machines handle the technical stuff, there's a huge new premium on empathy specialists, the people who provide that critical human connection. But all this rapid change, it's not all smooth sailing. It comes at a cost, and it's leading to a real crisis of trust. Technology is just moving faster than we can keep up, and honestly, it's creating some deep-seated anxiety for a lot of people. And you can actually see this division in the data. Globally, there's a full 12-point gap in trust for the financial sector between high and low-income folks. And what this tells us is that there's a growing feeling out there that all these new technologies are being built by the wealthy, for the wealthy, and it's just making existing inequalities even worse. And here's the real paradox. On one hand, AI is making our daily work less physically demanding, which sounds great, but it's also creating something called an anxiety gap. For almost a quarter of the workforce, this constant worry about the future, the fear of being replaced, is creating this really pessimistic outlook, even if their day-to-day job just got easier. So how do we deal with this? Is there a path forward that doesn't just leave millions of people behind? Well, this is where a really interesting idea called the lighthouse solution comes into play. And the whole point is to put people, humans, right back in the center of this transformation. The lighthouse perspective flips the script. Instead of seeing technology as a replacement for people, it sees it as a stabilizer. It handles all the boring, repetitive stuff. And that lets us, the human professionals, focus on what are being called the moments that matter. And what are those? Things like showing real empathy to a client, making a tough ethical call, or coming up with a truly creative solution to a complex problem, the stuff only we can do. And this isn't just some high-level theory. There's a real actionable plan here. This 60-day roadmap shows how anyone can adapt. And the key idea, the big shift, is moving from being a passive victim of automation to becoming an active orchestrator. Let's be clear, learning how to work with AI isn't just professional development anymore. It's being called a career survival requirement. This quote just nails it. After the chess grandmaster Garry Kasparov lost to the supercomputer Deep Blue, he realized something incredible. He found that the best chess player in the world wasn't a human, and it wasn't a machine. It was a human working with a machine, a team. The human brings the strategy and intuition, the computer brings the raw calculating power. It's the same idea here. The goal isn't just a stronger AI or a harder working person. The goal is a better process that combines the best of both. All right, so let's do something fun. Let's jump forward to the year 2030 and see what this all actually looks like in practice. This isn't about humans versus machines. It's about what people are starting to call human silicon resonance, a seamless, powerful partnership. Okay, so let's follow a financial orchestrator for a day. Before they even wake up, their AI agent has already found a future cash flow problem, researched a bunch of solutions, and has a recommendation ready to go. The orchestrator wakes up, grabs their tablet, reviews a simple summary, and approves it with a swipe. And what does that do? It frees up their morning to focus entirely on a really sensitive client meeting, providing empathy, giving strategic advice, while their AI cobot sidekick handles all the number crunching and compliance checks in the background. The human is the strategist, the AI is the tireless executor. And just so we're all clear on the sheer scale of this new workforce, by 2030, these autonomous AI agents, acting as real economic players, are projected to outnumber human employees by a mind-blowing ratio of over 500 to 1. Which leaves us with one final, and I think critical question. As we dive headfirst into this new agentic age, we're forced to ask ourselves something really fundamental. When the machines can do all the work, what is the true value of a human? What is it that we, and only we, can bring to the table? Honestly, finding the answer to that is going to define the next decade of our lives.